Hello, English learners, and welcome to Coffee and English, where stories become your teachers and adventures become your lessons. I'm your host, William, and today we're going on a storytelling journey together. Stories are how we learned our first language. Let's use them for English too. When you were a child, nobody taught you grammar rules first. Your parents told you stories, sang you songs, and shared adventures with you. That's exactly what we're going to do today. Today, I'm going to tell you two beautiful, simple stories. After I tell each story completely, we'll go through it again slowly. And I want you to repeat the important phrases with me. Don't worry about understanding every single word the first time. Just let the story wash over you. Enjoy it and trust that your brain is already learning. Stories are magical that way. Our first story is called The Coffee Shop Mistake, and it's about how a simple misunderstanding can lead to wonderful friendships. Our second story is The Lost Tourist, about asking for directions and discovering the kindness of strangers. Both stories have happy endings because learning English should feel hopeful and positive. Let me tell you the first story now. Just listen and enjoy. Let the English flow around you like music. Sarah walked into her favorite coffee shop on Monday morning. She was tired from staying up late studying for her English exam. She walked up to the counter and said to the barista, "I'd like a large coffee with milk, please." The barista smiled and said, "Coming right up." But when Sarah's coffee arrived, it was black with no milk at all. Sarah looked confused and said, "Excuse me? I asked for milk in my coffee." The barista apologized and said, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I must have misheard you." Just then, a kind man sitting at a nearby table said, "That black coffee is actually mine. I ordered it without milk." Sarah and the man started laughing about the funny mistake. The man said, "My name is David. Would you like to sit together? I'm also studying English." Sarah smiled and said, "That would be wonderful. My name is Sarah." They became steady partners and eventually best friends, all because of one little coffee shop mistake. Wasn't that a lovely story? Now, let's go through it together, slowly and carefully. I'll pause after each important phrase, and I want you to repeat it with me. This is how you build your English muscles naturally. Sarah walked into her favorite coffee shop. She was tired from staying up late. She was studying for her English exam. I'd like a large coffee with milk, please. Coming right up. But when Sarah's coffee arrived, it was black with no milk at all. Sarah looked confused. "Excuse me, I asked for milk in my coffee." "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I must have misheard you." "That black coffee is actually mine. I ordered it without milk." Sarah and the man started laughing. About the funny mistake. My name is David. Would you like to sit together? I'm also studying English.
That would be wonderful.
They became study partners. And eventually, best friends. All because of one little coffee shop mistake. Beautiful work. Can you feel how those phrases are starting to feel more natural in your mouth? That's the magic of story-based learning. You're not just memorizing isolated words. You're learning how English flows in real situations with real emotions. Now, let me tell you our second story, The Lost Tourist. Again, just listen and let yourself enjoy the adventure. Maria was visiting New York City for the first time. She was walking around Manhattan, taking pictures of all the tall buildings and busy streets. Suddenly, she realized she was completely lost. She looked around nervously and didn't recognize anything. Maria saw a friendly-looking woman walking her small dog and decided to ask for help. "Excuse me," Maria said politely. "I'm a tourist and I think I'm lost. Could you help me find Times Square?" The woman smiled warmly and said, "Of course. You're not far at all. Just walk straight down this street for about 10 minutes, then turn right at the big red building. You'll see all the bright lights and crowds." Maria felt so relieved. "Thank you so much," she said. "You're very kind," the woman replied. "You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your visit to our beautiful city." As Maria walked away, she felt grateful for the kindness of strangers. She found Times Square easily and had a wonderful rest of her trip, remembering that most people in the world are good and helpful when you ask politely. What a heartwarming story about human kindness. Now let's practice the key phrases together. Remember, repeat after me and let these English patterns become part of your natural speech. Maria was visiting New York City for the first time.
She was walking around Manhattan,
Taking pictures of all the tall buildings and busy streets. Suddenly, she realized she was completely lost. She looked around nervously and didn't recognize anything. Maria saw a friendly-looking woman walking her small dog and decided to ask for help. "Excuse me, I'm a tourist, and I think I'm lost. Could you help me find Times Square?" "Of course. You're not far at all. Just walk straight down this street for about 10 minutes. Then turn right at the big red building. You'll see all the bright lights and crowds." Maria felt so relieved. "Thank you so much. You're very kind." "You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your visit."
to our beautiful city." As Maria walked away, she felt grateful for the kindness of strangers.
She found Times Square easily.
And had a wonderful rest of her trip.
Remembering that most people in the world
Are good and helpful when you ask politely.
Excellent! You've just experienced 2 complete English stories and practiced dozens of useful phrases that you can use in real conversations. But let's make sure you really understood these stories. I'm going to ask you some simple questions, and you can answer them in your mind or out loud. In the first story, The Coffee Shop Mistake, what did Sarah order at the coffee shop?
That's right, she ordered a large coffee with milk. But what did she receive instead?
Yes, she received black coffee with no milk. Who did the black coffee actually belong to? Exactly. It belonged to David, the kind man at the nearby table. What happened because of this mistake?
Sarah and David became study partners and eventually best friends. Beautiful.
Now, for the second story, The Lost Tourist. What city was Maria visiting? Correct. She was visiting New York City for the first time. What happened while she was taking pictures? She realized she was completely lost and didn't recognize anything around her. Who did she ask for help? She asked a friendly woman who was walking her small dog. Where was Maria trying to find? She was looking for Times Square. How did Maria feel about the woman's kindness? She felt grateful and remembered that most people are good and helpful. You understood those stories perfectly. This proves that you can learn English naturally through storytelling, just like children do. Your brain was working on multiple levels, understanding the plot, learning new vocabulary, hearing natural pronunciation, and absorbing English sentence patterns all at the same time. Let me tell you what you accomplished today. You listened to 2 complete English stories with full attention and comprehension. You practiced over 50 useful English phrases through natural repetition. You learned vocabulary for coffee shops, city navigation, asking for help, expressing gratitude, and describing feelings. Most importantly, you experience English as something enjoyable and meaningful, rather than just grammar rules and vocabulary lists. These stories contained essential English patterns that you'll use constantly in real life. Phrases like, "Excuse me, could you help me?" "I'm looking for," "Thank you so much, you're very kind," and "I hope you enjoy," appear in countless daily situations. Because you learn them through engaging stories, you'll remember them naturally when you need them. Here's something wonderful about story-based learning. These stories will stay with you. Next week, if someone asks you for directions, you might remember Maria asking for help in New York City. If you make a mistake at a coffee shop, you might think of Sarah and David's friendship that started with mixed up orders. The stories become part of your English memory, and the language becomes part of you. Your assignment for this week is simple but powerful. Tell someone else these two stories in English. It could be a friend, a family member, or even yourself in the mirror. When you retell a story, you activate all the vocabulary and patterns you've learned, and you make them truly yours. Don't worry about telling them perfectly. The goal is to share these little adventures and practice your English naturally. Stories are the oldest form of human communication, and they're still the most effective way to learn language. Every culture in the world uses stories to teach values, share experiences, and connect with each other. Today, you join that ancient tradition while building your English skills. Thank you for sharing these story adventures with me today on Coffee and English. You've proven that you can learn English naturally, enjoyably, and effectively through the power of storytelling. Keep looking for stories in English movies, books, podcasts, and conversations. Every story you hear makes your English stronger and more natural. This is William, and I can't wait to share more story adventures with you in our next episode. Until then, keep listening, keep learning, and keep believing in the magic of stories.